Yo, what is up, everybody? Back again. Y'all already know what
Nail,
it is.
play that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, this man got the background.
You already know, man. Easy money. Well, it should be easy money, but like
Look,
I said,
knock on wood.
Look at the rookies we drafted. We got Dean and we got Davis. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, put that shit up.
As Rick and Bobby said, if you ain't first,
You're
you're
last.
last.
Exactly.
Second place is at 2.
Definitely gonna make up for it.
Trust me. I need a sports podcast, man. I need it. Yo. Welcome back. I need a sports pod family. We missed y'all. It's been a while. We haven't seen y'all since last year.
Look at that.
Look at that. Man, welcome back, y'all. Happy New Year. Hope y'all had a happy holidays. It is now 2024, man. Same pod. Gonna be an even bigger year, man. We're gonna keep growing, keep doing our thing, man. Feels good to be in a new year. It's not a new us, though. We still the same old I Need a Sports pod. You already know what we come here to do, man. And since it's been, a couple weeks, we got hella football to touch up on. We're going into the last week of the season this season, and playoff hopes are on the line everywhere. So it's gonna be some really good games, and then there's people who've already clinched their playoff spots, and it's gonna be the third and second string out there on the field. But yeah, man, excuse me, but it's been a lot to touch on. So we gotta go back all the way to the Christmas Day games. I did not have a very merry Christmas watching my Chiefs get stomped out by the Raiders. I think, did y'all win that week?
That was week 16. Versus the Browns. No,
Yeah, CJ still was. Oh, that's the Amari Cooper game.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was a rough Christmas weekend for us, man. Man, I've never seen. We lost to the Raiders, and Aiden O'Connell didn't complete a pass for the last 3 quarters of the game. I think they had like 60 yards passing of offense. And because Patrick Mahomes threw a pick 6 and another one where we ran a stupid trick play, return for a touchdown. They scored 14 points in 7 seconds versus us, all on defense. And that's how we lost the game. And I'm sitting there in my grandparents' house watching this game with my family, who are all Chiefs fans as well. We just like, what the hell is this? Matter of fact, half of my Christmas gifts were Chiefs related. And so my mom didn't want to hand me them because she's like, this is probably not the right time because he's pissed off. But yeah, bro, you might not know, but this your gift. Like, one of my gifts was she got me the championship replica rings for the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know it at the time. Like, I didn't even open gifts until after the game. And so she had like slid this little like package like in front of because I had one of the little food stands in front of me, and she says like, yeah, you might not want to open that right now, but that's one of your gifts. And I opened it, and then I'm like, wow, like this is really a good ass gift. But like, I did just watch these dudes just get smoked to the Raiders on Christmas. Like, I don't want to see nothing Chiefs related right now, man. So yeah, that happened. Go ahead, talk about your Texans. I know it was rough the last couple weeks before CJ just came back, and that one, I think Amari Cooper finished with like 265. Joe Flacco just throwing the ball all over the place, and that was because that was the week we recorded our last episode, and y'all had like 18 players on the injury list. So talk about your holidays, what you did, and watching some of them games, man.
Man, it was tough. That game was tough. And honestly, I was supposed to go to that game, but my grandma, she has season tickets, whatever. I was supposed to go to that game. I was like, CJ not playing. I don't really want to go. So I told her, nah. Thank God I didn't go, because I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed. I mean, from the jump, first play of the game, they just threw a bomb, just a straight bomb I was like, yeah, it's about to be a long day. And hey man, I got to tip my hat to Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco is looking pretty elite right now, and that Browns team looking pretty. Honestly,
Every playoff matchup is like, damn, this kind of scary. Like,
what is scared?
like I know people are hype on the Ravens right now, and that's well due respect for them. But it's like everyone is like, damn, if we play the Ravens, oh, we could be out first round. If we play the Browns, oh, we could be out. If we play the Texas, oh, we could be out. If we play the Bills, oh God. If we play the Dolphins, like everybody's like,
Everybody,
it's
bro.
wide open.
Bro, it's totally wide open. But if I have to name one team that I would not want to see, I promise the guy it's the Browns. Like they just like I don't know, like ever since Joe Flacco came, something just clicked, something just snapped, something just clicked, and they just been on completely fire. But man, this game, like you said, Amari Cooper, um, a lot of people were saying why not put Derek Stingley on them, and after the game, D'Amico pretty much was saying we don't do that here. Pretty much saying like he doesn't believe in the cornerback one like falling like their receiver one whatever around or whatever, which makes I guess makes sense like on his end or whatever. He's pretty much saying like everybody should be playing good, everybody should help out and stop a guy or whatever, but Amari Cooper had a field day.
Maybe you needed to do it that game.
I mean, God, dog. He completely had a field day. Offense couldn't get nothing going with Case Keenum in the game. And then I completely stopped watching the game after the second half. And so I guess they put in Davis Mills second half, and Davis Mills, we damn near came back. They had to put in the Browns had to put in the starters in. I believe the start of fourth quarter or whatever. So I think if Davis was probably been playing, it probably been a little bit closer game than what it was. And I'm honestly kind of surprised that they started Case after I know he won the game before, but he didn't really look that great that game. So I don't know what the idea was with having him start over Davis versus that Browns game, whatever. But yeah, man, tough loss. And yeah, man.
Yeah, man. After Christmas weekend, both our playoff hopes was looking like if we don't get it together and just win a game, we could potentially be out of the playoffs in this AFC because everybody's record was like 9-6 or 8-7 at that point. It's like, bro, we gotta get it together. On my end, like you just made me think of something. You didn't go to the Texas game, and you're glad. Boy, I was thinking about buying tickets for me and my aunt and my mom to go to the Chiefs game since we was down there on Christmas. It only stopped me because tickets, the ticket price is so damn ridiculous now. The tickets for 3 tickets at the Chiefs game, not even like in the because Chiefs got an old ass stadium, so it's not like the modern day stadiums where there's like multiple sections in the middle and all that. It's the bottom section, the middle, and like towards the top, and then the nosebleeds. To just be in the upper middle section, guess how much money it was for 3 tickets?
How much?
$1,700. I was like, because I've been talking to my mom. My mom was like, "Are we gonna get tickets?" Because we wanted to go see a game because we knew we'd be down there for Christmas break, and we played the Bengals on New Year's Eve this past week, and we knew that. But because Big Chris had his wedding, we knew we couldn't go to that. So we're like, "Oh, we could go to the Christmas game." And when I looked at them tickets, I was like, "Mom, I love you, I love my aunt Yaya, but like, I ain't got $1,700. And if I would have spent $1,700." And watched us lose that game like that.
Oh no!
Somebody's dying. Somebody, I will be in the locker room with the tool. Somebody's getting unalive. Bro, wouldn't be no way.
Bro, $1,700 for 3 tickets. I was about to say like $500 or $300 or something like $1,700.
No,
there's no way.
I guess because we 2-time Super Bowl champs now, they done up the price. The price of the brick done went up because we went to the year we won the first Super Bowl, and that 2019-20 year, we were in Kansas at Christmas break, and the last game of the season, we went to go watch us play the Chargers. And good seats. We was literally like probably 15 rows from the goalpost. Like I'm talking about like when we was warming up and everything, like Mahomes and all them right there. And we haven't been to games in Arrowhead since because like COVID and all that. And then I just traveled to go see us play away or watch us play away games. But I was like, oh yeah, that'd be a nice Christmas gift. Like 1,700 or we could get 3 tickets to the game. I was like 1,700. And then even for the nosebleeds, it was like 1,200. And I'm like, it's gonna be
Bro,
cold. Nosebleeds, like $1,200. Like, what is we
whoa.
doing? But yeah, if I
Something
would have
ain't right with that.
something ain't right. We need to go back to selling the tickets at the box. Like,
Right.
yeah, get in line. You better get your ass in line early so you can get the tickets there. Because this other stuff, that's not it. But if I would have spent that and we would have lost like that, somebody would have had to see. I would have been in the locker room before the players, before the zeros on the clock. I would have been in the locker room waiting on somebody. MVS, the whole office, all of y'all, line up. We gonna play Russian roulette. If you die, you die. Like, come on now. That was so pitiful, bro. But that was Christmas Day and some other big games that it went on. The Ravens, that was the they had a night game on Christmas. That was the game they stomped a mud hole in the 49ers. And the MVP conversation officially switched from Brock Purdy to where it is now, Lamar Jackson. We told y'all on the pod to bet I think it was the Ravens were like 6.5 dogs. So you could just bet them as a dog.
Crazy.
You could have bet them, man, you could have bet alternative spreads. What was the final score of that one? 33-19, and that last touchdown for the 49ers was straight garbage time by Sam Darnold. Because Purdy had went out the game at that point with his stinger injury. They beat the living mess out of the 49ers.
Man.
Ravens, like, I still want to see them, do it in the playoffs just because they've never done it. But, I mean, they look so damn good right now. They're still not the Super Bowl favorites, technically, for whatever reason.
Who the favorites?
The 49ers still. I think, well, in Vegas odds, I think they might be tied. But the ESPN predictor, I seen a graphic this morning, 49ers 61%, Ravens 56%. I'm like, bruh, how?
Yeah.
Like, it's not even just that game. Every winning team or playoff team the Ravens have played, they've beaten the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? And it's literally only because the stigma of, Lamar's 1-3 in the playoffs. So for Lamar's sake, I hope they get right this playoffs, prove everybody wrong. Like I've been saying for the last 2 years, if it can't be my Chiefs, I want to see Lamar win it. And honestly, I know it's gonna for the general consensus of media and like the trolls and stuff, it's gonna depend on his playoff success. But I mean, he's about to win MVP. Because, I mean, everybody's resting this week that's in the race as of right now. So MVP is his. In my personal opinion, I don't know about you. He's the second best quarterback in the league. He's officially reclaimed that spot. Like, I know Joe Burrow is hurt, but it was always Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Because remember, before Burrow and Allen came on scene, Mahomes versus Lamar was supposed to be the next rivalry. And then they had the playoff woes, so we never got the playoff matchup. Then Burrow comes in. Of course, they beat us that first year in the AFC Championship. And then he automatically becomes thrust into the spot. And then, media loves to suck up Josh Allen for whatever reason. And they've been bouncing between them two for second quarterback. Lamar's about to win his second MVP. He's going to be first team All-Pro once again. So second time being first team All-Pro. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen have none of those.
Nothing, bro. They have none of that.
Josh Allen, I think, has a second team All-Pro, but that's it. What are we doing? Like,
bro, like if you think about the only other quarterback, like he's the only other quarterback that has accolades that I can think of in the field right now that that can, well, other than Aaron Rodgers, but that can compare to Patrick Mahomes.
If
I can't think of nobody else.
If he wins this MVP, he's gonna win the MVP. If he somehow wins the Super Bowl, he's the only one that deserves to even make it a combo at that point. And Mahomes will only be because if they go to the Super Bowl, I'm thinking it could not be that way, but I would think he would be the reason they win and he gets Super Bowl MVP. So at that point, he's got 2 MVPs and a Super Bowl MVP. He's just one Super Bowl MVP and Super Bowl win short of Mahomes. So like, there's gonna be people that, of course, are gonna be like, "Oh, Lamar's number one," and it's like, I'm still not gonna give no one the top spot over Mahomes because look what we got this year at wide receiver. And this dude just literally had the greatest quarterback season ever with the same wide receiver core last year and won the Super Bowl. So how quickly people forget about that. But other than that, miss me with the Burrow Allen talk. Like I get Burrow, his only thing is can he stay healthy? Allen, there was real talk coming into the Christmas week where like, hey, if the Bills play good and win out, can Josh Allen be MVP? As if he's not directly responsible for like 4 of their losses that got them in the position where they are right now, where it's like they could potentially lose this weekend and miss the playoffs. And it's directly because of his turnovers, losing some of their crucial games. And then Christmas, it wasn't Christmas, but I think they played Saturday night that week against Easton Stick in the Chargers, and they almost lost.
Mm-hmm.
If the Chargers, I mean, the Chargers are going to be Chargers at the end of the day, I guess, no matter who plays. So if it wasn't for them charging it up, the Buffalo Bills lose, and they're out of the playoffs at this point if they lose that game. But props to them, they got the win, but their last 2 weeks of football have not looked good. But there was talks about Allen being the MVP. Purdy was a front runner. I think Mike Florio had said, like, oh, it's not even going to be a game. 49ers are going to whoop them. Like, it's not a contest. And Ravens belt to ass, straight butt whooping. And now it flipped to where we're at now. So moving from week 16, we just had week 17 this last week. A lot on the line, man. I'm gonna let you talk about this one because I was at the wedding, so I only tuned into this game at the very end to see the Lions' last possession and that whole debacle with the ref and stuff. So I don't know how the Cowboys game played out, but from some of the stuff I've seen, it's looking like the Cowboys should have never been in that position for one, because there were some questionable calls, but also Mike McCarthy, as I've said before, he has terrible clock management, and that almost came back to bite him in the ass, and the Lions were able to get the ball back, go down and score, and potentially win the game or send it to overtime. So talk about how that one played out.
So, I mean, the Cowboys, they pretty much had control. I mean, okay. Beginning of the game, it was back and forth, whatever. And then going into the fourth quarter, the Cowboys had control of the game, and it looked like the game was about to be over. And then they just started, being the Cowboys. They let the Lions get back in there, and then that whole last play happened. Now, I mean, I know pretty much everybody's seen the video or whatever about about the 2 guys going up, and pretty much saying, he was reporting, 68 reported, and I don't know if 70 reported too or not or whatever, but supposedly the ref just ignored 68 and said 70 was being
not to cut you up, but bruh, the refs got a mic. One of them might have been someone has the mic'd like portion of that whole interaction. If the NFL ain't lying about, they say release it, bro.
Just release it. Just release it. Just release it.
70 walked up, but at no point did he move it. Like the Lions have now said, like he was supposed to be a distraction from 68. You see 68 rub his stomach, like, "Hey, I'm reporting." Mm-hmm. 70 just walks up but stands there. So I'm like, he would have had to literally say, "I'm reporting," for the ref to even get that confused. But I don't know.
And the thing was 70, like you said, 70 was running up, and while 70 was running up, the ref was literally running away. So I was like, how can you mix that up? Like, how can you mix 68 and 70 when 68 is literally right in front of you? Like you said, rubbing, saying he's been reported, but you say 70, you say 70 on a mic, whatever, being reported. So, that's going on, whatever, and people, they all, that's, big scandal, whatever. But What I like what Echo was saying. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, whatever. But I like what he was pretty much saying, whatever. We all pretty much saying that um everybody in the arena heard the ref say, 70 being reported. The Dallas players heard him saying 70 being reported. How do we know that because they passed the ball to 68. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys players, whatever, wasn't covering him because he wasn't, the one that the ref said that he wasn't the one that the ref said was being reported, whatever. How do we know that they would have still scored if he would have said 68 reported or whatever on the mic, whatever, so everybody would have heard him. If he would have said, if he would have said that 68 was being reported, I'm pretty sure that the Cowboys players would have still guarded him. Because like if you look at it, they wasn't even worried about 68. Like 68 he was on the left side of the line or whatever, like lined up, acting like he was blocked, and then he like popped out or whatever. And like the linebacker and one of the safeties seen him pop out. But like I said, the ref reported that 70 was the one that reported and not 68. And so they kind of like just let him run over there or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know. Like that whole situation was just weird.
Refs literally determining some people's playoff fates because funny enough, Dallas and Philadelphia were in a fight for that 2 seed. And the Lions, if they would have won, they're the 2 seed. And then lo and behold, because that game was Saturday night, Sunday comes around, the Eagles choke versus the Cardinals, and it's like the winner of the Dallas-Detroit game now has the 2nd seed on lock in their control, where they control their own destiny. And that happened. The Lions now are relegated to the 3 seed. And Dallas, all they got to do is win this weekend, and boom, 2 seed. And so, I mean, I still don't think they can beat the 49ers, so to speak. But if they're going to have at least 2 home games, they're very much alive to make the conference championship this year if they get the right matchup. Now, will they still find a way to be the Cowboys and mess that up? Maybe. But if they do, and Cowboys fans gonna listen, they gonna be like, "Oh, y'all always hating." I'm just saying, Cowboys fans, if y'all make the conference championship game, y'all will make none of the relevant changes you need to actually be a Super Bowl contender. Because you'll make the conference championship game and you'll play the 49ers and you'll get waxed as usual. But you won't fire McCarthy. You won't think about maybe trying to find another quarterback potentially to replace Dak, because Dak clearly can't get you over this hump. But because you make the conference championship game, which you haven't been able to do in 20 years, you'll be like, oh, this season was successful. Like, oh, we're in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction. It's like, no, you're not, because you're still a very bad road team.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I think I texted in the group chat we have with other Cam and Chris. No matter what happens, every year someone new wins the NFC East. So y'all win it this year, it's a very good chance you're not gonna win it next year. Just like Philly won it last year, and people are like, "Oh, Philly can win again this year." And I've been saying like, Philly, like it's very hard to repeat in that division for whatever reason. It hasn't been done since like 02. And it took the most epic collapse ever by Philly, but they did it. And here we are. Dallas in control of their own destiny. Now they got to go on the road to play the Commanders this week. She said their one caveat is they're terrible on the road. If these dudes mess
Ain't no
around
way, man. Ain't
and
no
lose the
way.
2 seed to the Commanders, who literally Commanders have nothing to play for, and honestly, they should be wanting to lose so they can secure their high draft pick and not fall back another spot. But if they mess around and lose to Sam Howell in Washington and mess up the easiest path they're ever going to get to at least making the conference championship game, I'm going to be hysterical, bro. There's no reason they should not be in the conference championship game at the very least this year. Because they're going to get, as of right now, it actually just changed. It was looking like they were possibly going to get Detroit again. Not Detroit. I'm tweaking. Whoever gets the 7th seed, which was I think it was between like LA and Green Bay. And it was looking like they were going to get Green Bay.
Oh my god.
And that would
Oh,
be funny if Jordan Love went in there and did to them what
oh
Aaron
my
Rodgers done.
God.
That's funny in itself too.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Jake
But
can't play Green Bay. Please.
but look, check it. The Rams are resting Stafford and some other players this weekend, and they're playing the 49ers who are also resting. So it's like, who wins that game? I don't know. But if the Rams lose, the Rams now go back to the 7th seed, and they would get the Cowboys. The Cowboys waxed them in Dallas earlier this year, but that was a completely different Rams team, and they've been balling out. I think we said it last part. I wouldn't want to play the Rams first round.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play the Rams first
They
round.
mess around and get the Rams first round. Sean McVay is gonna coat circles around McCarthy.
Oh, he ain't gonna know what hit him. He ain't gonna know what hit him, man. He ain't gonna know what hit him, man.
He won't. And like, it's the playoffs, so anything can happen. But I would rush if I was a Cowboys fan. I would much rather have Green Bay because they are such a big wild card. Like they look good right now, so you don't know.
I don't know. That's
but I would rather have Jordan Love in his first playoff game on the road than Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay, who are hot right now with Kyron Williams, Puka, and Cooper Kupp. I'd rather not have that.
It's just like if Jordan Love, if Jordan
Cowboys
Love,
go up by a field goal a minute, like 40 left. Jordan Love got 2 timeouts, and he goes down and scores a touchdown. Oh my god!
Oh, that'd just be so heartbroken, man. So heartbreaking.
It might be some Cowboys fans that really lose it and jump off the deep end off that one.
It'd be so sad. So sad. No, like you said, bro, like they have to get this 2 seed. This is literally like their best chance to, or this is their best like way to make it to the NFC championship game. And honestly, I would just pray that somebody, if I was them, I would just pray somebody like knocks out the 49ers or something like that. Because if someone knocks out the 49ers in the second round or whatever, I mean, I see no reason why
they shouldn't go to the Super Bowl.
Yes, they should go. Should easily go to the Super Bowl. They should be everybody. They're like 8-0 or 9-0 now. 8-0 right now at home. They should beat everybody. They should be everybody in Dallas. So,
and if they don't, like if the 49ers get knocked out before they have any chance of playing them, and they don't make the Super Bowl, oh my god, what? I don't know where you go from there, because it's really like, what can you do? Because you still got to pay CD.
mm-hmm.
Dak's contract is also up. And once you pay players, that's when you start to lose other star players. You still got to pay Micah.
You got to pay Micah. Yep.
Like,
has DeMarcus Lawrence got his contract yet?
I think so. But I'm not trying to say they're the Milwaukee Bucks, because the Milwaukee Bucks obviously won a championship before and had the best player in the league last year, and they choked. But it's almost the same situation where it's like, bro, y'all have to go win it. Like, there's no excuses. This is literally the perfect time as ever. The whole AFC, if it's not the Ravens coming out, the whole AFC is a wild card or who you might play. The 49ers potentially get knocked out. The Eagles are looking like they might fire Sirianni after this year, the way things have been going down there. You got to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, Cowboys fans. Y'all, but like I said, when this year first started, the first episode when I made y'all my NFC conference winner, I was like, it's all predicated. I think Dallas can get home field advantage. Now, did I think it was going to be this path to get to home field advantage? No. But y'all got it in y'all's hands right now for at least 2 games. Just don't lose to the Commanders, and then y'all should be home free to the conference championship, because you won't have to see the 49ers until then, potentially. And if the 49ers get knocked out, it's got to be Super Bowl.
It has to be Super Bowl.
It has to be. So, who knows? Who knows? But on the flip side, like I said, the Lions win that game and then the Eagles lose the next day like they did, the Lions would be in the 2 seed, and now they're relegated to the 3rd seed. And now, like I just listed out the situation with the Rams win. You got Matthew Stafford headed to Detroit for the wild card game. And it just sucks so bad because it's like, man, Detroit ain't been to the playoffs how long, and they ain't had a playoff victory in how long, and they get Matt Stafford,
Crazy,
and
man.
he just go and he just imagine he just going in there and waxing them. That's
That's a
got to be
crazy
more
story.
painful because they were actually happy to go see him go to LA and win a Super Bowl. That's more painful than watching him leave and go win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just come and rip y'all's hearts out like that. So I'm excited, man. I don't know how these leaves are gonna fall in the NFC, but it's gonna be some interesting matchups for sure.
That's good football in the AFC and NFC. Because I mean, even like I'm pretty sure the Philly gonna have to play. Well, if Dallas went out, or Philly gonna have to play Tampa. That's gonna be a great ass game because Tampa not no pushover.
They're not, and if Philly does win that game, as long as the Rams, let's see, yeah, as long as the Rams are don't upset or whoever gets the Rams or whoever gets the 7th seed, because now it's potentially up in the air. The Saints, that's what I was going to talk about next. The Saints done finally decided they want to play real football. They whooped the Bucks now, but now for them to get into the playoffs, they need the Bucks to lose to the Panthers, who honestly is not that they don't have anything to play for because they already locked up the number one pick, which is going to Chicago. So they can play all out and it don't matter. But will they win the game? I doubt it. But it could be Tampa, it could be Seattle, it could be Green Bay, it could be New Orleans. Who gets that 7th seed? As long as they don't beat Dallas, I think Dallas. No, okay, because Dallas is too. I was gonna say I think they would have to play Dallas because we might get a Philly Dallas matchup. But Dallas is the fifty. They'll get the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the Eagles are playing, I don't expect them to win that game, but I would expect it to be somewhat competitive just because the history between them two this last year and a half. So you might luck out and get the Eagles to knock out the 49ers if they win. So it's a lot of good matchups. I don't know what to expect.
I don't
But
know.
next week, I haven't hit them up about it yet, but try to get Chris on and Cam on so we can have a playoff predictions episode like last year. Get they opinions, how they feeling. I know Cam has been. I think he got to the point like I did with the Chiefs where whatever happens at this point just happens. Like this is just not good football. Like if we luck out and win, woohoo, great. Like we won. But if we lose, it's like it's not like we didn't see this coming. So it's gonna be interesting for sure. But as of right now, I don't see the 49ers really having any problems. Because like I said, if they get the Cowboys at home, I don't the game would be competitive probably, but I don't expect the Cowboys to get that monkey on the back. Like it's just something about the 49ers that's like they boogie monster that they just can't win. So I wouldn't expect them to win that. But if something happens where like they drop, it's just the NFC, it's like they got all the narratives on their side. Like the AFC, it's all up in the air besides the Ravens. But even them, it's up in the air because of their playoff history recently with Lamar. But the NFC is like, you could get Stafford versus Detroit. You could get Love potentially being the next Rodgers in Dallas. You can get another Philly San Francisco matchup. You could get the Cowboys on the road to San Francisco. Like all of these narratives from everything that's played out in the NFC the last year and a half, all of that. So it's gonna be good football, man. I'm excited, man. We finally 1 week away, or I guess 2 weeks away from real playoff football. And it sucks because that means the season's gonna come to end. Like I'm excited to finally be to this point. So now, like all the BS media takes, all the fans bases going at each other, this shit finna get settled now.
Yeah,
Like
let's get
somebody
settled.
finna walk away with bragging rights.
Yep.
Because on the flip side, in the AFC, man, it's not how I envisioned it being, but I called it from the beginning of the year. I was like, when the Chiefs play the Bengals, we're gonna have the opportunity to knock them out the playoffs. And I don't give a rat's ass if it was Jake Browning, if it was Joe Burrow. I don't care if my mama was back there at QB for the Bengals. It's nothing better than sending that annoying ass fan base home, bro. I don't care how ugly the game looked. If we had to kick 6 field goals to win it, Jamar Chase did all his shit talking before the game, got locked up by Snead, tried to fight him. Bengals fans over here. oh, Snead didn't want to fight Jamar Chase because he said that in the post game interview, and they had to double him. Like he got his ass locked up. Y'all going home, Cancun on 3. It don't matter if we don't win the Super Bowl. We got 2 in the last 4 years. Y'all got nothing. All y'all can talk about is that 2021 AFC Championship game. Yeah, we went to the Super Bowl, and what do you have to show for it?
Nothing.
Sorry ass fan base. They have literally become my most hated fan base. They are in our mentions every week, talking shit. They've been talking shit all year. Like, oh, we gonna beat y'all. We gonna this, gonna that. Even when when Burrow goes out, they're like, well, we'll live with what Jake Browning was doing. Like, we know our season over, but watch, we gonna beat the Chiefs. Like they said that the moment Burrow got hurt. I bet you we still beat the Chiefs leading up to this week. Like, oh, you see how bad the Chiefs are. Jake Browning about to go in there, Browning head. It was some of them saying that mess. Then Jamar Chase with his whole thing, like, oh, they're gonna torture him, and then they lose. Like, well, Jamar Chase was getting double teamed because y'all are scared to guard him 1-on-1. Like, what 1-on-1 receiver is not getting safety help in today's league?
Exactly.
For one,
Bro.
but 2, they coming for Snead, and that's how you know it's just casual ass fans. Snead hasn't allowed a touchdown all year, and he's been on everybody's number 1 wide receiver, and he's held all of them to under 100 yards. Devontae, Jamar, Justin, it don't matter. Everybody's got locked up. Everybody and their mamas got locked up by this dude right now. So if he don't get first team all pro quarterback, something's wrong there.
Something wrong. Yeah, something wrong.
But everybody clamped up. Defense did they thing. I'm like, bruh, shut up. Y'all are going home. Well, just wait till next year till we get Burrow. And then, like, you got the Ravens also doing really good right now. And they're like, y'all just winning because Burrow out. Like, for the last 2 years, they could say the same thing because they were first and Lamar gets hurt and they get to losing. And then y'all were able to luck out and get into the playoffs and win the division. But don't sit up here and act like the Bengals have been some powerhouse team. Like, no. Y'all made it to 2 AFC championship games. Congrats. Pat on the back. But it's hard to win in this NFL league. And I said it at the beginning of the year. Oh, when Joe Burrow was like, oh, it's our window every year. Like, that's not how this league works. You see the Chiefs, we've had 5 years running where it looked like we could not be stopped unless, it was our own doing. And it's still our own doing, but it's so bad at this point where it's like, damn, they've fallen off with this wide receiver core. Like, they're not the same Chiefs as we've seen the last 5 years. So, like I said, I don't give a damn if it was Jake Browning. We sent y'all ass home. Y'all can be mad about it and say it could be Burrow this, Burrow that. But y'all got to sit there and live with that for the whole next year. And then y'all got to hope and pray that Joe Burrow and them boys get it done next year versus us or even potentially win a Super Bowl. Because they got to pay people now too. So they keep saying, yeah, we'll just tag T. Higgins. We'll still sign him. We'll still sign Jamar Chase to the biggest wide receiver contract. But then on the flip side, they're like, man, our defense sucks this year. We need defensive interior. We need a safety. Well, how you going to pay people if you got to pay Chase and you just got done giving Burrow the second highest QB contract? I don't know. That's kind of what happens. That's why you need to win when the QB is on the rookie contract.
Mm-hmm.
But let them tell it. Well, Burrow, our window's always open. Well, it's been going on 3 years now since that last Super Bowl. You haven't made it back. I don't know.
Not easy, man.
The window doesn't just get more open. It only shuts.
Yeah.
With the current roster, so I don't know. Y'all probably to get back to that place, y'all probably gonna have to revamp a lot. It won't be the same Bengals, but that's something they fans gotta live with because they wanted to do all that shit talking before they even won anything for real. And that now they still have an empty trophy case, and they in everybody's comments sounding like little girls clinging on to that 2021 AFC Championship game. Like, you would think they won the Super Bowl the way they talk, but they haven't. And it's just
they have nothing to show for it.
Nothing in their history.
Nothing. No rings, man.
And they get on Cleveland, but it's like, okay, I get it. Cleveland has been a bottom dweller for the last 20 or so years, but they also had a huge injury bug, more than them this year. And where are they at in the playoffs? So yeah, they deserve to talk. They talk this year. Don't sit up here and be like, oh, well, y'all haven't made the playoffs in this long. Y'all haven't done this in 20 years. Like, they beat y'all. They played like 5 different quarterbacks this year. Their starting running back literally got hurt the first game of the year. The defense has had their fair share of injuries, and they're still one of the top 3 defenses in the league. Like the Ravens doing their thing. The Christmas week, Mason Rudolph put 300 on them. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Y'all suck. Like, just accept that. Live with that for the year. Like, sure, the Chiefs might be bad this year for our own standards, but we still made the playoffs.
Still in there, yeah.
And once you in there, I'm not finna bet against Patrick and the
Yeah, no,
defense we got.
everybody record 0-0.
Yeah, that's really the only reason why the Ravens aren't favorites over the 49ers, I think, because Vegas knows that Patrick Mahomes is in the AFC, so there's always that. Whereas the 49ers just look like the clear-cut favorite over in the NFC right now. So, yeah, man, Bengals, shut the fuck up. Y'all at home. Y'all are at home. And y'all might be losing T. Higgins next year. So, y'all better draft well.
Mm-hmm.
But we might. I'm not saying Joe Burrow is bad, but things might look a little different when you don't have 2 wide receiver ones. You see how we look right now because we have no wide receiver ones besides Rashee Rice. I won't call him wide receiver 1 yet, but he's really good for a rookie.
He's on the verge of it.
And if we get a wide receiver 1, it's gonna open up his game so much more because he's the only one who can catch for us right now. But Joe Burrow, we haven't seen him like that. He had Jamar Justin in college. Comes to the NFL, you got Jamar, like T. Higgins. Like, come on now. Without one of them, I don't know if the window's just going to be that easy. And you still got Lamar in that division. If he doesn't get hurt, he's in his prime. You got the Steelers, Mike Tomlin. That he can't have a losing season if he tried, I guess, because they just clinched a winning season for his 17th year in a row. And Cleveland, I don't think they're going anywhere necessarily. And let Cleveland mess around and win the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh.
Unless Joe Flacco retires, you got to keep Joe Flacco, I think. Like,
yeah, you have to keep him. But damn, like, he'll be like 40-something.
It's a good problem to have because you just won a Super Bowl. But it's like, if Deshaun Watson, I mean, he was winning, but he didn't look that good. You got to keep Joe Flacco at least on the roster just in case.
Yeah. You would have to keep Flacco.
That's what it is. That's what it is, man. On the flip side, like we said earlier, your Texans were struggling because you didn't have C.J. Stroud and the rest of the team was injury riddled. You get him back this past week, and boom, things look like they work again in Houston. And it couldn't have come at a better time because if y'all lost that, y'all would have been out of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this year, we've been speaking it into existence for like the last month and a half, I think. Last year, Colts versus Texans in Indy for the number 1 draft pick, whoever loses. This year, last game of the season in Indy, winner gets the playoff spot. How you feeling it? Talk about the game this weekend, how good it felt to have C.J. Stroud finally back so you can see some winning football.
Man, it felt wonderful. Like, it just, when he's playing football and, you know, when he's back there, it seemed like the whole team, not even the whole team, but like the offense is just like, it's a completely different offense. And you could tell the offense was just flowing. Singletary still ran the ball well. You got Nico Collins. Shit, he's I think he's like top 13 or top 14 right now in yards right now. He's playing outstanding. Still, and it's crazy because we still dealing with injuries. Like Larry Tunsil got injured this game too, like beginning of the game, and he got I think it was like a groin injury. He got sent out for the rest of the game, whatever. And so we still shuffling around offensive linemen or whatever. But man, when CJ is playing football, man, like I said, the offense just look completely different. Like it looks perfect. Like the offense just be flowing. But my biggest thing is like when it comes to the red zone offense, our red zone offense is really not that good yet. And it's really because of the play calling. Bobby Slowick, he's still like I said, he's still a rookie offensive coordinator, so he's still he's learning like on the fly pretty much now. And so if we do make the playoffs or shit, even this close game, he gonna have to get a tad bit more better because you can't beat good teams by just getting field goals. Like you have to get touchdowns in the red zone or whatever. So that's gonna be a big thing. Then we also got Will Anderson back this game. He been out for the past like 2 games, whatever. And this dude played. He played 12 snaps the whole game.
I
He
seen
had
you quote that on Twitter.
Bro, I think he had like 4 or 6 pressures, whatever, and he had 2 sacks. Like off of 12 snaps. That's like insane. He's inching closer and closer to the defensive player, not defensive player, defensive rookie of the year. He's like right behind Jalen Carter right now. So you never know if he has a crazy good game versus the Colts Saturday night. Who knows, man? He might end up winning it, but that this Colts game, D'Amico came out. I think that was Tuesday or Monday, whatever, saying we're not the same team from week 2, and it's true. We're not. Like this is a completely, totally different team from week 2. But I also gotta say with the Colts, it's a completely different team for them too. So something got to give. I got money in this game, but
you betting on the Texas?
Oh, for sure.
What's the spread on that one? Because I would assume y'all like field goal underdogs probably or something or.
So at first we was we was a +1, so we was underdogs by 1, and then I believe right now we're not underdogs. It's -1 us right now. So I got at +1. So I don't know, but I hope we break the stigma because like like from back like in old days, Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck used to fucking kill us every single time. Like every time we could not beat the Colts, whatever. And it's really the Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton days. T.Y. Hilton.
I remember he used to. What was it?
It's
y'all had a quarterback, Joseph. I forgot his first name, but his last name was Joseph. T.Y. used to kill him every game. Barbecue chicken.
Oh, you talking about John and Joseph?
Yeah,
he used to cook John and Joseph every single time. And at some point, I believe he has. I believe T.Y. Hilton, like this is a real stat. You go up and look. T.Y. Hilton has the most. He has the most yards. He has the most yards in NRG Stadium by any player, even including even including Texas players. He has the most yards like ever by any receiver. That's a crazy stat, bro. Like T.Y. Hilton used to kill us every single time. Like we could not stop T.Y. Hilton at all. But hopefully we break that stigma. They don't got T.Y. no more. They ain't got Andrew Luck no more. There's two different organizations now. So I don't know, man. Something got to give. I can't wait.
And it's a Saturday night primetime game too. So, hey,
finally getting our respect, man. It's our first primetime. Well, kind of our second, but it's our first primetime game that they end up flexing. I believe Joe Buck and Troy Aikman calling the game, so everybody gonna be watching.
Oh yeah, and shoot. I mean, because the first time y'all played him, Anthony Richardson was still healthy, huh? Because that was the second game of the season he played. Did he get knocked out at the end of that one?
He got knocked out like it was either at the end of the first quarter or the beginning of the second. I think it was the end of the first quarter. He had a rushing touchdown and he got tackled. And he just like, boom,
that was okay. I'm thinking because the first game versus the Jags, he got knocked out at the end because he kept trying to truck people, and then the second game he ended up getting hurt for real. And it's like, bro, you already out for the season because you trying to take on everybody. Hey, so Gardner Minshew, I mean, he's had some good moments in the NFL, but I don't think he's ever been in this type of moment either. I think y'all defense solid, and then CJ Stroud, I just feel like as long as nobody else makes a crucial mistake, like defense don't give up some bomb play or special teams don't mess up, I know CJ Stroud gonna come in and do what needs to be done because he can play in the clutch. We've seen that over and over in his college career. So I'm betting on the Texans because I was gonna say it's week 18. It's not too many games you want to bet on because there's so many people not playing. But some of these playoff bound games or playoff implication games, Yeah, that was one. I was like, yeah, I'll take the Texans in that one. And then shoot that last year y'all won. Y'all shouldn't have won that one, but it all worked out.
It worked out. It worked out, man. It worked out because we definitely was going to take Bryce. If we had the first, we 100% was going to take
whoever
Bryce
had the first pick was taking Bryce Young.
We're taking Bryce Young.
So, man, and then more on the AFC, man. I was driving back from Dallas Sunday during all the 12 o'clock games. So I'm on Red Zone just listening to as I drive back. And I think I heard something like the Bills and Patriots game. There was like the Patriots turned the ball over like 3 times in their own territory within the first like 5 minutes of the game, and the Bills still weren't doing anything with it. And they almost lost again.
Yeah.
And it's like, we cannot sit up here and keep the media cannot sit up here and keep glazing Josh Allen. Like I get he's a very talented quarterback, good quarterback, whatever, but he's not elite. Like elite players don't do this. And this is every year this is the case with him. He's like, I think it was a stat where he's like leading the league in touchdowns or whatever, and he's led it maybe in the last 2 years. But he's also led the league in turnovers for like the last 3-4 years. And that's literally the main reason the Bills can never be good, because he loses them crucial games. And then I'll tell you this, if there's any Bills fans listen, honestly, it's going to suck right now, but y'all should want to lose this football game. Because I'm scared if they win, if they beat Miami and get the 2 seed in the playoffs, I don't see this team winning the Super Bowl. But if they make the playoffs and do decent or something, they're going to keep Sean McDermott, and they need to get rid of him. It's time. Go get Josh Allen, an offensive-minded coach, and just get a really good DC. And the funny thing is, too, if they do make it to the playoffs, their defense has been playing really good. The last couple of years, their defense has been top 3. Every time they get to the playoffs, the defense shits the bed as well. And it's like, McDermott is the defensive-minded coach. How does this keep happening? So if they make it to the playoffs, don't be surprised if their defense then loses them a game, because that's what's been happening. But they got Miami this week, and I don't think it's looking like I don't think Jalen Waddle is going to be playing. Tyreek Hill is probably going to play, but he's not healthy. For whatever reason, after getting beat by Baltimore, getting whooped by Baltimore this past weekend, Mike McDaniel didn't sit out the starters on defense, so Bradley Chubb tore his ACL. He's now out. The injury bug hitting Miami at the wrong time, so they're at home. It still should be a game just because of their offensive firepower, but it doesn't make me confident that they can win this game. But if they do, here's the Bills playoff seeding. How it goes. They win, they get the 2 seed. Miami gets the 6 seed, and then they get to come to Kansas City because we're locked into the 3. So how funny would that be? We get Tyreek finally in the playoffs. But if the Bills, it's the Jacksonville has to win, and Jacksonville probably be in a dogfight game with Tennessee, because Tennessee not playing for nothing, but they'll play them hard. But say Jacksonville wins. Jacksonville has a 12 o'clock game, I think, on Sunday. If Pittsburgh wins, they have the Saturday afternoon game before y'all. Those 2 teams win. It's Miami and Buffalo Sunday night. Buffalo loses, they're out the playoffs. That's how they get knocked out the playoffs. So I'm hoping Pittsburgh wins and Jacksonville wins just to build up all that suspense for Sunday night. Because this is like, can they win and get in the playoffs, and can Miami not choke away another season where they should win the AFC East, and they'll still make the playoffs this time, but it's like, bro, y'all done shit the bed again versus good teams. So it's a lot to look forward to, but that's what I'm looking forward to the most. As long as Pittsburgh and Jacksonville can handle their business, I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh can, because they're playing Baltimore, who's resting everybody, and they gotta win to get into their playoff spot. So I expect them to win. Jacksonville is the one that's up in the air. If Trevor Lawrence didn't play this past week, he's still banged up. I know it, but they gotta win. And like I said, Tennessee versus Vrabel, it's gonna be a dogfight.
Oh, it's in Tennessee. It's in
Tennessee, yeah.
That's gonna be a dogfight for no reason. A dogfight for no reason.
Shoot, I remember it vividly. because I was in Vegas last year for the last game of the season when I wanted to see watch or play the Raiders, and I was in the BetMGM sports book watching. I think they were the Sunday night game, Jacksonville versus Tennessee. Jacksonville wins, they're in the playoffs. Tennessee was playing Josh Dobbs at quarterback that night, and it came down to the last possession of the game. So I already know what it's gonna be this weekend. So if y'all want to bet, what's the spread for Tennessee right now? Let's see if I can find them. Tennessee is +5 dogs. Maybe sprinkle +5. I know that's gonna be a field goal game. It's just
Mhm.
gonna be divisional opponent, second game of the year. Jacksonville has everything to lose. Tennessee has everything. Tennessee has nothing to gain, nothing to lose. They're just gonna be out there playing hard. So yeah, I can already tell that's gonna be a good one. Uh, let's see, Vikings, Lions potentially. So the Cowboys got. This is the NFC, but I'm just looking at that. I was thinking about that. The Vikings still could possibly get in too somehow, some way. But back to the AFC. Uh, let's see. I think that's really it. Everybody else is locked in. So it's literally Ravens first seed locked in. Miami, Buffalo, winner of that gets the 2 seed. Us, we got the 3 seed locked in. 4th seed, this is where it gets dicey. There's a way Buffalo could lose, I think, and still make it in, and it has to do with Jacksonville losing. If Jacksonville loses, Jacksonville, well, no, yeah, if Jacksonville loses, they're still in the playoffs because I guess they got the better divisional record than you and the Colts. So no matter who loses y'all's game, that's why the loser is just out automatically. So Jacksonville will fall all the way back to 7th.
Mhm.
And then if the Steelers win, they're in, and the Bills would still be in. And then the winner of y'all's game. So it's still a lot to shake out, but it just is now it's just depending on the matchups and stuff. And that's where it gets dicey. Because like you said, Cleveland is gonna finish 5th. So say Jacksonville did lose and then y'all won and y'all end up winning the AFC South.
I need that.
You get Cleveland at home in a rematch, like right off the bat.
That'd be tough, but I need it because I got money on that spin the AFC.
Yeah, yeah. That still is in play. That still is in play. Now you a big Tennessee fan, right?
I'm gonna put on Orleans. I gotta go buy me an Orleans jersey. So I'm the biggest Titans fan this Sunday.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny.
It's a
Yeah,
lot. It's a lot Sunday, man.
that's
Something to
that's,
give.
that's a lot on the line, man. But yeah, we 1 week away from the playoffs, or 2 weeks away from the playoffs. This weekend away from having the seeds finally finalize all the matchups, man. But I said I don't think I might sprinkle on the Tennessee, like we just said. I'm gonna bet the Texans. Other than that, man, stay away from betting this weekend, y'all. Hey, all these other games, it's so many if, ands, or buts about it. Like we just came out and said Patrick Mahomes not playing. I think it's dicey for us because it's like Kelsey is 16 yards away from 1,000, and that would be the 8th season in a row for that's all. He's already had the record for consecutive season, but like tight end 8 seasons with 1,000 yards. Receivers don't even get that throughout their whole career, so that's big. It's not confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure Andy's gonna let him play that first series to try to get that. Pacheco 60 yards away from 1K. I want him to get that so bad because he missed games and some of our play calling in the other games was so stupid. He should have been at 1K. But at the same time, our running back room is the most injured room right now. Or Clyde's not injured. He was sick last week, but McKinnon on IR. Clyde always sick or something wrong with him. So we need Pacheco to make a playoff run as is. So it's like I don't want to play him and risk something happening to him. But at the same time, like, man, he on a rookie deal. He's a 7th-round pick. I know his contract ain't much. There's an incentive in there for him to get that 1K. And it's like you want to see him get that for him. Chris Jones, it's his fault for this one, but he's a half sack away from getting a 1.25 million incentive.
Damn, that's
Rasheed
wild,
Rice
man.
could be the first rookie wide receiver ever for Andy Reid to get 1K. He's like 62 yards away. So it's a lot. But like at the same time, like, because we're not gonna get a bye week in the playoffs, it's like, man, use this as a bye week. Y'all go get right, or however right you can be leading up into the playoffs. Everybody sit on the bench. Except Envious. Get your ass in the game. Don't Blaine Gabbert. I don't care if he's covered. You throw every pass at Marquez Valdez-Scantling and just to see if he can get out of this damn funk. Because one of the things people were on our ass about this weekend is like, oh, they only kick field goals. We should have had at least 2 touchdowns if he just catches the ball.
He drops it. He's dropping it.
And he had the nerve to act like Mahomes, who got 2 people in his face getting hit at the same time as well when he launches the pass. It was slightly behind, but it hit his hand, both of his hands. And he gonna sit here and be like, just put it here. Catch the damn ball. Catch the damn ball. That's all you had to do. Come on, man. And then he had another one. It was a tougher catch. But like I said a couple episodes ago, him and Mahomes have to have the worst deep ball connection of any wide receiver quarterback combo in the NFL this year that's thrown the route more than 5 times. Right through his hands. He dove out for it, but the ball literally went right through the middle of his hands. And it's like, bro, you can't possibly be this bad. Later in the game, we run the same play for Rasheed Rice. What do you know? 67-yard catch. Why has Rasheed Rice not been running all of our deep routes the whole season? I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, Andy, come on, Andy.
Come on. That's what should have been happening, but hey, I'm just glad to finally see it happen. But MVS, Justin Ross, the only 2 receivers I want to see trying to catch the ball this weekend. That's it. I don't care if they're covered. Throw the ball to them. Let's see what Justin Ross can do for 1. And 2, let's see if MVS miraculously can get his groove back just catching simple passes.
Yeah.
Like, first play of the game, like, get Travis Kelce his 16 yards or whatever, if he does play. Get him out immediately. Force feed MVS. Short routes, middle routes, deep routes, I don't care. Just throw him the ball. Let's see. And if he's still ass, bench him for the playoffs, please. He's only gonna hurt us at some point in the playoffs when we need it the most. So that's my 2 cents on the Chiefs, man. I'm just luckily we got the win. We got the playoff spot locked up, because if we would have lost, we would have been fighting for our playoff lives this week with the Broncos and the Raiders lost to the Colts, so not them, but the Broncos. We would have been fighting for them. So, yeah, man. Week 18, the biggest weekend for some in the league, and the weekend that don't matter at all for some in the league, for the teams that already got locked up. But nonetheless, it's going to be some really good football games this week being played. It was a relatively quick episode, but like I said, we haven't been on in a couple weeks, holidays. We hope all y'all listen and enjoy your holidays. Hope y'all had a happy new year, man. 2024, let's get it. We're going to bring y'all bigger and better content, keep growing, more live pods. NBA is now going to kick in the swing more once the NFL season ends. College basketball picking up. I don't want to do it to Cam, but I got to bring it up. College football playoff. We had that bet. Cam got to send me my 50 tomorrow. But yeah, man, it's all good. I guess who you got? UW or Washington?
I'm not even gonna watch the game, but I want UW to win. But I just feel like I think Michigan defense is just, I think it's built for them to stop Penix. They're not going to be able to run the ball, obviously, but they have good enough DBs. They have good enough pass rushers to get to Penix, which we didn't have. We had no pass rush at all. Like we got 2 good D tackles, whatever, but we had no edge threat or whatever. They have edge threats. They have good DBs. So I think their defense keep them in the game, but it's going to be such a boring game that I think Michigan probably going to run all over them. But
yeah, that was my fear too. I was like, because y'all was running it all over them, and I'm like, bro, Michigan with Corum. I'm like I don't think, like, I think Michigan's defense will be able to give Penix and them some problems, but I still think they'll be able to handle their own. But on the other side of the ball, I'm like, Michigan could literally just run the game away, probably.
It's going to run the game. Yeah,
Penix going to have the game of his life and put points up to put the pressure on Michigan so they can't run the ball and then put it in McCarthy's hands. Because like McCarthy's good, but I still don't believe in the hype of him like
I
being
don't
like
believe
a good NFL
no.
QB. Like
He ain't gonna.
that's more that we know why. Oh, he's a
Yeah.
prototype. It's like, oh, y'all
He,
go waste a draft pick on him if you want. He's a career backup. And
he
it's like,
gets lucky a lot. Also, like he gets. I don't believe in them, but hey, they do.
yeah,
We know why though. So
yeah. I want you to win. Like I said it last pod, I had to win, but we don't talk about college football in here, but from the beginning of the season, once they started playing, I was like, man, I've said it in group chats, so I'm sure I could go find some messages, but I was like, Washington is going to win the championship this year. I said it after they beat Oregon. I said after they beat USC. I said after they beat Oregon again. Like, I've been on the Washington bandwagon all year, so I want to see them finish the job. I want Mike Penix to do his thing. And if there's a God, somehow, some way, I want my Chiefs to get Romo. Dude, that boy is so cold.
bro, he is cold, man.
It's like every deep ball, no matter how good y'all had it covered, it was no doubt in my mind he was going to catch it. And I'm like, on the flip side, when I watch the Chiefs, when we throw a deep ball, it's no doubt in my mind, one way or another, we're going to drop it. It was amazing to watch that. That dude cold. That dude's so cold.
If y'all do give, y'all have to give up an arm and leg.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because he's going at least
Top 10,
top 5,
10,
top 8,
maybe
top 10.
yeah.
So yeah,
I'm praying to God that somehow the Bengals don't trade up or he slips and they get him and then get rid of T. And it's like, bro, they just I want to see them without a 2 wide receiver one. So, but this wide receiver, this
I was
kind
just about to say that it's a deep
wide receiver
deep.
deep. Like I think like that's like there was a time where running backs were the hot commodity, but nowadays it's like
it's receivers, bro.
Talent is everywhere. Wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow my Chiefs don't have any of them.
This would be. I'm telling you, this would be a great class to go out to go get one. Because Oregon got what's his name? Last name Franklin. That's one of my favorites.
Shoot, y'all got Worthy. He's cool, but
Xavier Worthy.
I don't.
You talking about AD Mitchell?
AD Mitchell. I want him.
He's a top dog too.
We never have a big wide receiver that we would throw the ball up to, and it's like, bro, he's perfect for that. Like he's like a T Higgins prototype, but it would be a rookie deal. Like go get him or something. And then I watched Kansas bowl game versus UNLV with my family. Every wide receiver on the roster on Kansas football team is better than what we got besides Rashee Rice. All of them are cold. All of them catch contested. I'm like, you traded them right now with our team. We might be 16-0 for real. Mm-hmm. They're cold. So yeah, loaded wide receiver draft. But yeah, I'm gonna tune into the championship game Monday just to see if Washington can pull it out. But if it starts to be Michigan game, I'll turn it off because I'm not really that invested in it. But like I said, I want to see Washington win. So I'll probably throw some money on them. If y'all want that college bet, I'll probably throw the 50 Cam slide me onto Washington ML. I think they like 4.5-point dogs right now.
Remember, dogs?
Yeah, but I won't bet them ML. I'll just bet them plus 4.5. If they win, they win. But I think they can keep it close, hopefully. So
Penix good. Penix cold, bro.
Penix so cold.
He cold.
And that's what also pisses me off. Everybody talking about like, man, Penix needs to move up draft boards. It's like, bro, I get y'all got the whole SEC bias and everything, which is like we bet Alabama to win, but I'm kind of glad they lost. So there's no SEC in the championship again. So we don't have to hear that mess. But if you watched Washington this year, you knew Penix was cold. Mm-hmm. Like he's been doing this all year. He's low key in a somewhat of a Lamar situation where his numbers weren't as boosted like Bo Nix, who was Heisman front runner all year, damn near. Because when they get in the red zone, they hand it to Johnson and he runs a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Just like the Ravens handed to Gus Edwards, so Lamar doesn't get it. But Penix been dicing them up. And it's not just O'Dunes. McMillan, all of them boys can catch.
Pope, they got that Pope kid. Pope, nice.
All of them. The tight end, nice. And it looks even sweeter because he's a lefty. So, like,
yeah.
It's some of them plays versus y'all this past week where it's like someone will be break off the edge, put pressure, and he slides to the right, and I'm like, bro, he cold.
Very nice, man. He was good at Indiana too, though.
He was. It's
He
just the
forgot.
ACL stuff and the
ACL,
injuries.
yeah.
He stopped running, and
Mm-hmm.
and look as he's healthy, he's a top dog as well. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but lots of NFL talent coming in on the way. A game, I'm hoping for a good game, but if not, it is what it is. Should be some good NFL games, man. But like I said, we happy to be back. Your favorite kids from the neighborhood. You already know how this goes, man. Signing off. My dog Cam, Bryce. Next week, hopefully, we'll see y'all with Chris and Cam Swan on the episode talk NFL playoffs. And hopefully, at that point, we talking Texans in the playoffs. We talking Cowboys 2 seed, Eagles versus Tampa Bay, or hopefully New Orleans, because we got New Orleans.
Yeah, got money on that.
I need the Panthers to somehow, some way get a miracle victory in New Orleans and win. But yeah, man, we'll see. It all unfolds this weekend, starting off Saturday with Steelers versus Ravens, and then Texas versus Indy primetime night game, man.
Sure.
But we appreciate y'all if y'all listen all the way through, and we are out.
I need it.